Alright, so it's day 44 of going through my old journal entries. And the quote for this day was, "Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets." And the question prompt is, do you enjoy learning from others? Who have you learned from the most? So if you're following along, just pause here and think about your response to this question, and I'll be back in a second with mine. Okay, so I feel like this would probably be a pretty good response because I do like learning, but let's see. I said, I enjoy learning in general, and I suppose to learn about most things, it would generally come from others. Man, my writing these last few days has been kind of hard to read. Like the phrasing of it. Okay. Others who have written books, published research, made movies, given lectures, taught workshops, etc. I wouldn't necessarily say I enjoy learning from others. It really depends on how well they teach. I enjoy learning from good teachers, but overall, I think I often tend to teach myself when I come across a topic, pulling together information from many different sources. What I do enjoy learning from others is hearing about their opinions on things and how they experience life. So I guess I enjoy learning more about people and trying to figure them out instead of learning necessarily from them. I don't know that I've had one great teacher in my life. I've had many good teachers, but not one that stands out over the others. That's weird because I do feel like I've had a lot of good teachers in school. Let me see. Yeah, that's weird because I can think of like 2 or 3 like professors that I've had that I feel like have made an impact on my life. I'd like to find a mentor to look up to, but I don't know if that's possible for me. I've never really been one to idolize people. That worries me. That worries me because I don't know if you guys have seen the, what was my headspace in during this, actually? This is not what I, like, expected that I would have written for this. There's a documentary about this, I don't know what you would call her, a guru or, I don't know, this woman named Teal Swan, and she's had a bunch of videos on YouTube and things like that, and I had never seen her before this documentary, but there's one part of the documentary where they ask like, you know, well, who is, you know, you're a mentor to all of us, like, who do you look up to, who is your mentor? And she's like, I don't have one, you know, and everybody felt like they played that clip a lot, and talking about that was kind of like a red flag. But yeah, I just basically said the same thing here. I feel scared, I think, to have like a mentor because of people like that, I think is basically what I was trying to get at. Like, I am really scared to put all of my trust and faith in one person or one group of people or organization, you know, like religion or anything like that, to be like, we know the truth, we're going to teach you, do what we say. I think that scares me, because I do see people get brainwashed into things that are a little bit crazy, and I'm like, I don't want to be that type of person that just like blindly follows something that's wrong and puts me in a bad place. So I think that's what I'm getting at. Like, I don't think I trust people enough. I don't trust a person enough to just like fully put my trust and faith into them to be like a mentor. You know, everybody's flawed, people are people, and so like I don't think I'm perfect by any means. Like, I think that was the thing with the Teal Swan thing was and maybe that's what she meant by it. Like, maybe she feels the same way I do, but the way I kind of took it initially, and the way like most people are taking it, is that she's perfect, she's the one that knows everything, like she doesn't look up to anyone. But maybe she meant it like this, because this is how I meant it when I said it. Like, I'm fearful to idolize anyone or to like put all my trust into a person to lead me the right way. I feel like I want to like find my own path. And at this point, I don't know that I'll ever find it. Like to find like what's real, what's reality, what's true. Because there's just so much that there's unknown about life and the world. So yeah, so I said I never been one to idolize people. I understand that all people are flawed and okay, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Worry about the way that holding power affects those that others idolize, and I don't want to give someone that kind of power over me. So yeah, I guess I don't disagree with what this says. I just feel like when I first read the question, I would have gone like a different direction with it, because I do enjoy learning, and I think almost all learning, even if you're being self-taught, you're learning based on information that others have put together. You're reading from books, or I guess maybe if you're just like out in nature observing things, you could be like learning on your own, but yeah. And I mean, I guess one person that comes up for me specifically is my boss. Because I have learned a lot from her. And then I also have, like, there's a specific chemistry teacher I had in undergrad that I felt like I learned a lot from. There's certain teachers that I've had that I feel like just taught in a way that just made sense to me. But yeah, I feel like right now, I don't know that I wouldn't say that I'm learning like from my roommate, but the conversations that we have, I think, spark curiosity and learning, because he was raised a completely, like, not a completely different way. Like, it's weird because we were raised similarly enough to have like similar interests and to have experienced similar things, but then we were raised differently enough to have very different views on things. And so he kind of like brings a different viewpoint to topics. And then also like we can argue about things, but then like he's different than a lot of people in the sense that, and I think I'm different too, in the sense that we can hear an opposing viewpoint and not immediately like just shut down their view without hearing them out. You know what I mean? Like today everything is so black and white. You're wrong, I'm right. But with him we can have different views on things and kind of talk them out and, you know, kind of understand each other's side and where we view things, and like his views on certain things have changed, my views on certain things have changed. So I feel like that's becoming more rare to have someone that's like that you can like have disagreements with, but have it be civil and like actually listen without just like shutting down. And I mean, we've got this past week or so, we've gotten in some pretty heated arguments that like actually did like we shut down and didn't talk to each other for a little bit. But then, you know, that's one thing that we've been able to overcome, is even when that happens, you know, once we cool off, we come back and, you know, everything's fine. We'll either like agree to disagree, or, you know, each of us have thought about like what the other person said and then, you know, been like, okay, I see where you're coming from. So anyway, yeah, that's my answer for that. And I'll be back tomorrow with day 45.